awake, so I know they tuned in. Give a fuck if you fuck with me, I don't need a friend. Can't do what I do, so they hate of course. Big dog shit, tell the pups stay on the porch. This for big dogs only. Talking about by a bunch of people who don't know me.
You are now tuned in to Facts, No Fences with your host, JC Fresh and B Milli.
What up, guys?
How y'all doing out there? We are blessed tonight to have the one and only Trey Healy with us. Real quick, we're going to say a quick prayer and then we're going to get into some Trey Healy music. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for blessing the podcast tonight with a great guest, and we just pray that you watch over us and bless us, bless everyone watching, and just bless our country as we're going through a lot of trying times, and just ask that you watch over all of us and our families. We ask this in your Son Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Man, let's get into some Trey Healy, man. I've been digging deep into the catalog, and I've been enjoying it, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
No problem.
I'm just a man. I'm not a king, but I feel like I am. The way you're looking at me, you're not just a girl, you're a beautiful queen. And I promise to love you for the rest of my life. Oh, oh, baby. And I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna lie, no. I'm not gonna question or ask God why. But I know I'm not good enough, honey, that is plain to see. But I crawl to the end of the world just to love you, baby. Look at your face, Daddy's holding up your gown. I can't wait till we kiss, feel a moment like this, spin you round and round. And time moves quickly, we need to take it all in. With a moment like this, holding your fingertips, and I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna lie, no. I'm not gonna question or ask God why. But I know I'm not good enough, honey, that is plain to see. I crawl to the end of the world just to love you, baby. And I'm not gonna hurt you, I'm not gonna lie, no. I'm not gonna question or ask God why. But I know I'm not good enough, honey, that is plain to see. But I crawl to the end of the world, I crawl to the end of the world
Yeah. Trey, I tell a lot of these younger guys that we get on here, like, whenever you're trying to compete at the highest level, you can't really get too upset because you have to have your visuals on point and you have to have your audio on point. And that's two things that stand out to me whenever I see you, is that those things are coming correct and you present yourself in a professional manner, so it's easy to take you seriously.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
man, you're welcome.
That
JC,
song,
you want to get into some questions, brother?
that song right there reminds me of another song. I just can't think of what the song was.
You got you got some questions, JC? You want me to start, brother?
You start. You can go ahead and start.
All right. So I was checking out your Facebook today, and something that stood out to me real quick was it said that 100% of the money goes to charity. So can you elaborate on that for the people?
Yeah, so it would take, for what I make from music, it would take a long time with what I've donated to different organizations between abused children, Kyle Davenport Foundation, homeless, veterans across the board. I could probably do music for the rest of my life, and technically everything I've donated, I can be able to say that I've donated every penny. So with what we've donated, and we don't like to make a big deal of it. We keep it as plain as we keep it just that. You know what I mean? Everything gets donated. But I've been working a long time to be able to raise awareness for child abuse awareness and for abused women, for the homeless. And those are things that's super, super, super important to me. It's been important to me my entire life, just because of the life I used to live. So that was just my main concern in music. It's only
Man,
been my
that's
main concern
awesome.
in music at this point in time. When I started Rock Against Child Abuse, that's why I started doing rock when I got into music. And it was just to raise awareness and raise money for abused children. And so when we would do a show, any concert I've ever done, the money immediately goes to the organization that we do the show for. So it doesn't come in my hands at all. So that's why we've always said every show I've ever done always goes straight to the organization.
I don't.
Brother, I applaud you for that. And I don't want to get too deep into your business because it's none of my business and it's nobody else's business. But my understanding is you've been successful and grinded as a businessman to be able to afford the luxury to do that for people.
Yeah, I mean, I've been blessed to be able to do what I do, and I've worked really hard, and I've had some good luck, and a lot of people supported me through the way to help me.
And bro, that's the example that I love seeing people like you set, is that once you set yourself up financially in life, you can give back.
Yeah.
And you're able to give back through not only your music and the inspiration that gives, but financially. And I know that goes a long way. So I applaud that, bro.
Thank you. And you know, I still say, even if it's been a time in my life, and there's been times in my life where I didn't have to work, and times in my life I did have to work, but I've still never taken a sick day, and I've still never been a minute late for work. And that's any person that's ever met me will tell you. So if you've been at the very lowest of the low, you'll understand to respect a job and to go to work every day. So I've never missed a day's work unless it's a planned vacation, but I've never missed a day's work under no circumstance. So,
amen, brother. I applaud that, because I know it's not easy.
I drive about 3 hours a day to go to work every day of my life. So that's it.
Man, that's awesome, brother.
I don't know how many shows you've actually played, but I do want to ask you this. Has there been any of your fans, is there anything at a show that your fan did that really touched you?
Yeah, so absolutely. I'm really glad you asked that question, because I'm not a person that is too embarrassed to be emotional, right? So I'm totally fine with showing my emotions. I'm on stage at 3rd and Lindsley, and a little girl's grandmother reached out to me, and she, years and years ago, and she was like telling me her story, and the little girl's name was Maggie, right? So she's about 14. Her stepfather had done some things or whatever to her, and I was emotional about it, and I just hearing her story, and I wrote a song called Maggie's Song, right? And when I'm on stage at 3rd and Lindsley, and there's a picture of it that just popped up on my story the other day, but these two fans, these two elderly women in the audience, had heard the story and found the little girl And when I looked out there and I sang the song, Maggie's song, they had her on the iPad laying on her bed with her mom and her little brother watching the whole concert on stage. So I'm singing in the middle of Maggie's song, and I'm singing the song, and I'm literally singing it to this little girl that the song's about. I've never spoken to a little girl in my life. I'd only spoke to her mother and her grandmother. And it was just a crazy, surreal moment that these two fans got in contact with this little girl's mom and grandma. And it was the most emotional, like I can't even explain to you, but and to this little girl, like the song felt like it was like she was a celebrity, right? When somebody wrote a song for her, I wasn't nobody. I'm still nobody, but like at the time I was really nobody. You know what I mean? Like on the level of nobody in music, I was like bottom of the totem pole, right? But to her, it was special. You know what I mean? And to me, it was special. And just looking out there, and it took me a second to realize what was going on. You know what I mean? Like what was happening right there. You know what I mean? Because at first I thought in my mind that it was somebody that was like the two elderly women that was out there. I thought it was someone that they knew, right? I didn't realize that it was the Maggie girl from the song yet. It took me a second part of the song. And then lastly, I did a show that was to raise awareness for Kyla Davenport. At the time, I had my hair pink, and that was for a little girl that died. Her name was Kyla Davenport. And the grandmother handed me her urn in the middle of the song I wrote about her on stage. And the news stations and everybody got pictures of it. And I did not realize that she was going to do that. And so while I'm on stage, the whole benefit is for her. The whole benefit is because we changed there was a law in place that we put in place in North Carolina. It's called the Kyla Law. And so we're pushing to get that law signed where that little girl passed away.
What's the law exactly?
It's called the Kyla Law.
And what does that entail?
So the guy that took her life, it was her stepfather, he only got 7 years in prison because the way that the law reads, a lot of stipulations to it and a lot of details to it, but pretty much to break it down is that when you hurt somebody, anybody pretty much, but a child, and they don't pass away immediately, then you have to prove that they passed away from the illness that you entailed, right, or you gave them. So the Kyla Law steps in place, and if he had done this after the Kyla Law was in place, he'd have spent life in prison. We wouldn't have to prove that she died from that. She was a paraplegic and lived like that for a year. So
that's major, bro. You're making major changes in the community and the state.
So we at the time we were doing a concert to raise awareness for that law. So the president at the time would sign the law into place, and I did not know that the little girl's urn was there at the concert and that the grandma had brought it. And when I went up there to sing the song I wrote for her called the Kyla Show, and each one of these songs, when we write these songs, the proceeds from the song, which again wasn't much back in the day, but it would go all to the family of the little girl, right? So the grandmother hands me the urn on stage, and that was the other one that was just like a big moment for me.
Hey, brother, I applaud you in a day and age where, it's easy to lose faith in humanity. Like you've touched me just with those stories, bro. Like that's awesome.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
That's
man, no problem. And I love how you do the donations kind of silently. You know what I mean? Because it says directly in the Bible, to do donations without, pretty much advertising.
Yeah.
And the way you're doing that is a lot of people, you'll see the setup camera and you'll see them go to the homeless people with money. It's like, yeah, you're doing a good thing, but that's not the way you're supposed to do it.
I agree, 100%. So that was we've never done that. We've never videoed it. Everyone knows we do it, and it's just a thing between us and the families or whatever. It's not like I don't want to make my career off of it per se, but I do want my career to be able to benefit that. So
it's a genuine thing. That's awesome, bro.
Thank you.
Man, no problem. Something I wanted to ask you, has there been any life stories or anything that you've been through that you wanted to speak on, but they've been hard for you to sit down and really write and express to people?
I'll say this, like a lot of my life story is an open book. Pretty much a lot of people, if you can't find it on Google or news segments, I don't mind telling people about it. And the reason why is I firmly believe that if I took water and I poured it on this table right here, right? And anytime I speak at a church or I speak at like high schools or colleges or whatever, and I talk to kids about this, if you take water and you pour it on this table, the water is going to go in its own direction. There's no stopping it. It's going to go where it's going to go, right? But one finger can divert the water into a different direction. So what I mean by that is if you're happy with your life today and you're happy with yourself, you're happy with you have children, you don't have children, you have family, no matter what it is, you can't regret and look back and be ashamed of anything that's ever happened in your life because every little thing in your life created what you have today, right? While we're sitting here today, it was created because something may have happened really bad 20 years ago. And that's your story to tell, and that's your life, and that's your past, but that created today, right? So the moment that we start questioning what we've done in the past, the moment we start regretting and we start being humiliated by what we've done, is the moment that we say, you know what, we're not happy with where we are today. So I have two beautiful children. I have a beautiful wife. So man, I can't be disappointed at one single thing that's ever happened wrong in my life because it got me to this moment where I'm talking to you today, and I'm sitting here with my two beautiful little babies down there asleep that I got to put to sleep tonight. My beautiful wife that I got to go say goodnight to and give her a kiss right before I walked up here. So there's nothing in my life that really I'm ashamed of, or that I'm not just ashamed of, but ashamed to talk about or embarrassed to talk about, or regrets or anything.
Yeah, I will tell you something about Trey Healy, what he said on my podcast. He said, yeah, his family always comes first.
Yeah.
Again, and that's why I didn't make this an earlier show. If my children are awake, I won't be doing music. So if my kids are not asleep, I'm not going to come on any show. I don't care whose it is. So I want to, no offense to you guys or the fans, but I want to spend more time with my babies than I do you guys. Okay. And the moment that I want to go out and hang out with some dudes before I do my wife, or the moment that I want to get on a live with you guys before I do put my babies to sleep, is the moment that hell will freeze over. So it's just, when I book the studio, I have studio on Sunday. I have to be at the studio at 9:30 p.m. because I have to go at 9:30 p.m. because my kids are asleep. I'm not going to go during the day. And maybe I won't make it in music or whatever the definition of making it is, but at least my kids will know that they were more important. Now, working a job, I have to be gone. I don't have a choice. But that pays our bills. Music don't pay my bills. So I'm not going to take time away from the kids for music.
Man, I applaud that because JC also knows that that's something that I've had an issue with and had to kind of step away from making music because I was seeing it come between me and my family.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, those times I'm off doing a show or I'm recording music or doing something like this and my kids are being kind of neglected on their time. So, bro, I applaud it.
I haven't had a concert in 7 years. No joke. I have not. I mean, I had a concert with Young Buck where me and him were like guests. We have a song together. So we got up on stage and kind of like in a rap battle, and we were both the guest rappers. That was literally the only show I've had. I did like 3 songs, and I opened for Haystack at one show, 3 songs. Other than that, me, myself, I've not had a concert in six to 7 years. I think 7 years. And honestly, I mean, if I was to go on tour tomorrow, it would be a situation where I would financially myself pay for my children and my wife to go with me. It would not be a situation where I would leave my children overnight or you know, I've done that very few times. I'm not like it had to be a situation where I had to leave them overnight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't a choice. So.
Well, wait, is it your turn, B. Milli?
Go ahead, brother.
I seen that you had a song with Lil Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come about? Like, how'd you get?
So, long story short, it was a song with there's a gentleman, I won't say his name. There's a gentleman that me and him had a falling out, and he did everything to be able to have the feature with Lil Wayne. He paid for it, and he was he also has a song with Snoop Dogg, has a music video with Snoop Dogg. So me and Wayne both kind of had went our separate ways from this gentleman. And so none of us promoted the song. We didn't do anything. And I took this gentleman off my song that's coming up called Hillbillies on Broadway also. So Wayne has agreed to do another feature for me. And that's a blessing. But yeah, so that song's still out there. If you go to Lil Wayne on Spotify, you type in Lil Wayne Cold Streets. That's me with Lil Wayne.
Bro, it's crazy.
Lil Wayne accepted the feature on it, but none of us have promoted it. And nothing. I'm not trying to down the other guy. It just was not he's not a country rapper, but it's just somebody that I didn't want to do business with, and I didn't want to be on the song with him. And my character,
that's understandable. That happens.
My character is all I got. I ain't got much more than that. And I would rather be able to say that I did the right thing, opposed to just promoting I've got a song out with Lil Wayne, right? And when I say I have a little song out with Lil Wayne, I have to say I have a little song out with the other gentleman too. And I don't want to say that. So I can't take it down. It ain't my song. Wayne can take it down. I can't take it down. I think Wayne, I could deny it maybe, but it still won't be taken down. We did get it off of Apple Music, but it's on Spotify forever, probably till he takes it down. So,
well, let's switch gears a little bit and lighten the mood up a little bit. In country, what's a country rap artist or a quote unquote outlaw artist besides Haystack or Upchurch that inspires you the most?
So I would say, and I don't know if you can't call it really country rap, but I love Cody Jinks. I think Cody Jinks is an incredible artist. There's a guy named Matt
Mason.
Matt Mason, I think is really good. Jay Webb, I love Jay Webb. I think he's an incredible artist.
I've been hearing that name a lot lately.
Man, Jay Webb's incredible.
It's because he's got that.
They're incredibly talented dudes for sure.
It's because he's got that new song out with Colt Ford, B. Milli.
Okay.
But yeah, so those guys, I think they're very talented, and there's a lot of guys in country rap that's coming up that I think are very talented. There's a lot of underrated artists out there in country rap that I think are great and don't get enough, attention. And I'm gonna be honest with you.
You want to speak on any of those right now?
Do what now?
Do you want to mention any of those names and maybe give them a little bit of shine?
When it comes to that kind of stuff, I think that Killdozer is an incredibly talented dude. I've always said that. I think that Shaka Hustle is an incredibly talented dude. I think those guys if I had two guys to say that I think are the most underrated, it would be those two guys. I think that Shaka should be a very, very, very big artist. And again, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't think so. I heard one song from him and I didn't like him at all, his music. And then I heard the second song, and I think I heard a wrong song, because the song that I heard first, I haven't even heard it again. I don't even know where it came up or whatever, but it was like a song I didn't like at all. I was like, this guy's not good. And then the second one I heard, I was like, okay, this is different. And then I started listening to his whole catalog, and I was like, all right, so he's really good. But yeah, there's a guy by the name of Common Tribe, and he's actually blowing up. He's doing really good. I got that song Type Shit with him that we got out right now, which I love that song. Hopefully we're gonna do a music video for it soon.
Let me tell you real quick, not to interrupt you, but let me tell you how it's a small world. Shaka Hustle, man, like I've managed Shaka, did songs with Shaka. His people that really are his best friends that have helped shoot a lot of his music videos also shot a music video for Common Tribe.
Okay. Yeah, I don't doubt it. I mean, it's a crazy small world in here. But I was telling someone the other day that I felt like if Killdozer had an opportunity where he didn't have nothing to do work-wise except for music for a year, I feel like everybody would know who Killdozer is. And then I got to speak out on my homie, who's my best friend, is Cortez Outlaw. I've got 5 songs with the dude. I think he's one of the greatest rappers that, in my opinion, that I've ever met. And again, if you know any of my music, my top 10 songs are country rap songs. So all 5 of those top 10 songs have Cortez Outlaw on them. So he makes them better.
I became familiar with him listening to your catalog.
Yeah, he's a dope artist. But yeah, so that's the ones I feel like are underrated country rappers.
Did you know B. Milli and Shaka Hustle Mane have a record-breaking album?
I know this sounds crazy, but I remember. I didn't remember. Nothing against you, B. Milli. I don't know a lot of people that's out there, because, like I said, if I'm listening to music, it's like it's not very often. Someone has to hand it to me before I just go look for it. So I don't know a lot of people in the genre or what they got. I just got turned on to Shaka's music and started listening to it. But There's probably a lot of artists out there that I don't know that are phenomenal or good people. I don't know.
See, like my thing is like you, like, and mine might be different, but I don't listen to a lot of artists not because I don't want to. I feel like the more, especially the more you listen to one artist, you pick up that influence.
Yeah.
And I want to have my own sound, so like, I'll listen to people like for this podcast in order to really get a feel for their music, and then I'll see stuff that comes across my timeline. I'll give you a quick backstory. Me and Shaka were pretty much best friends. Put out an album that was the first album to chart on iTunes out of East Tennessee. And then we had just personal stuff go on, had a falling out. But I still wish him the best. I feel like he's a generational talent in country rap.
Hey, yeah, I just got thinking about something. I can't remember. Hold on. Backtrack. I think my brain just went too fast. But a new guy that I've been blowing up right now. I'm pretty sure this gonna sound nuts because I'd have to play somebody's music a lot for them to be like my Wrapped on Spotify. I think he'll end up being my main artist. But his name is Keith Cash. And that dude's music, I have been blowing up at dude's music like nonstop. Like literally, I bet I played his music like 30,000. His top song on Spotify. I know this can be my most played song.
Make it longer.
So I've met Keith Cash, and I'll tell you something crazy about Keith Cash. Well, two things that I know that people might not know is that him and Shaka have a song that they've made that hasn't. Well, it was on Shaka's album. If you haven't heard that one, you got to check that one out. You'll love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also, you know how on your YouTube analytics you can see what other videos that your music's getting recommended with. I had a song called Keep Pushing that was more of a motivational song, like workout type song, but I was noticing that 4 out of the 5 videos that were getting recommended were on Keith Cash's music, so the algorithm was kind of connecting us at a certain point.
Yep.
Yeah, I respect Keith Cash. His grind out of prison.
He is grinding, man, for sure. He's super. I love that dirty rap. You know what I mean? That's just that it's like my alter ego. You know what I mean? It's like who I think I am sometimes when I'm rapping. But lastly is OG Black Sheep. So the OG Black Sheep's another one that's been doing it for a long time and I have the credit. But all these guys, man, they're working. And like me, I work on my music 2 hours a month. That's it. I only work on my music 2 hours a month. And that's it, nothing more. And I think last month I added up and I was like worked on it 4 hours just because of our music video. And the music video took 2 hours, the studio took 2 hours, that was it. But so I think a lot of these guys, man, if they could just work on their music and work on their craft, they'd be way bigger than what they are. They just need a chance. They just need some money behind them, of course, opportunities, and they would have it. So kudos to them for sure.
Man, most definitely. JC, you got a question, brother?
No.
Nope.
Okay, I've got one for you. I'll give you a quick example. There was a time that I went to Atlanta and did one of the coast to coast mixtape things, and they pretty much give you a judgment email, and it tells you what all the judges score you as. But I performed with a friend, and the crowd gave us a great reception, and then I'm thinking like we got to be top 3. Like I'm confident as hell. And then they announce them. We don't get announced. And then I'm on the way home and like I get an email and it's this scorecard of the judges. And most of them were mid to below mid. And that was one of the points in my rap career that I really just felt like maybe this ain't for me. Like I was so down that I wanted to walk away. So my question for you was, have you ever had those moments where you went to do a show and something fell through, or you had a feature set up, something fell through, or there was just a major letdown that made you feel like, that to heck with this music? Like, have you ever had any of those moments that stand out?
So every single day, I feel like I have some kind of moment like that. And the reason why I feel like that is that I've learned in this music industry that nothing is real. Nothing is real until it's real. And what I mean by that is, by God, until you have it in your hand and it is finished and it's done, it's not real. It's an imagination, right? It's just because people get so involved of like social media and I've had situations even where people have set up a meeting, and I swear they'll set up a meeting just so they can put on their story, I'm meeting with Trey. But they don't put on their meeting that they canceled the meeting. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything is fake until it really can happen, right? Nothing's real. And stop depending on those things to be what's going to send you over the edge. And I've learned from my own mistakes, because there's been quite a few times where I've been let down here lately, man. It's just, you just feel like you feel depleted and you feel like you just got quit. And you got to realize, it's like, is this paying your bills? No. Is this going to pay your bills? No. Is this fun? Yes. Is this just for entertainment? Is it a hobby? Yes. Until something is physically paying your bills. And I'm telling you, I know what I make on streams, and I know with my monthly listeners, and it's not enough to pay my bills or most people's bills. So, and then I'll look at their numbers, and they'll be like, F the industry, and I'm going to keep fighting, and, acting like they're making all this money. Quit thinking of it like that. Just have a good time with music. You know what I mean? Have a good time with it. Stop looking at it. And that's the best advice I can give you as a father, and as a father also, right? Is when I have to sometimes stop looking at it like a business and look at it as fun, and kind of involve my kids with it too. Like, my little girl just gets excited when I come home and bring a new song to her, and she watches the video. She's 4. And so I'm like, you know what? She eats it up. She glows when I'm on TV, and I put it on TV for her, right? And I'll let her watch the video. And she just glows, man. So I'm like, okay, so this is a way that I can do this. And it does still help my children. They do love it. And here's the thing, man, the way that TikTok works nowadays, the way that internet works, you may write a song tomorrow, brother, and you might wake up the next day 10 years from now, right? 10 years after you write the song and it's done nothing. And all of a sudden the song blow up from nowhere. And that will help your kid, whether you believe it or not. So I tell everybody, don't give up on stuff just because it ain't going your way. Just keep pushing. Because it's every day, man. It's every day I get screwed over, I feel like. And it's crazy to me. It's like, it's like one after another, one thing after another. You're like, oh my God. I had the biggest meeting in my life, man. No joke whatsoever. I'm not going to say who it was with. 1 year ago, I had the biggest meeting of my career. So big that 8 people came to this meeting in this industry, in this company, right? The vice president of the company flew in from New York to meet with me. A famous artist sent this person over to me that we would all know. And they all were just blown away by my catalog, right? We met for about 4 hours, went through every song, went through everything. They said, listen, we're going to make you famous. You're going to give us 3 weeks, and we're going to have everything around you, everything built up. Brother, I have not heard from them since then. They have not returned a call, right? Nothing. And I promise you, if that had been anybody else, they'd have been so disheartened. And it wasn't a label. It was going to change my, like, I was still going to say independent, but it was just a big opportunity for my music, right? Big opportunity. And bigger than what a label would have been. It was a great opportunity to be able to keep what I was doing. And I was, in my mind, I was prepared enough that when I didn't hear back from them, I was like, whatever, but had that been anybody else, man, that'd have broken them. For me to say it was a big opportunity, it was a huge opportunity. And they gave me so much respect. They had interns there that was both going to take over, 2 interns was going to take over my catalog and was going to work it. And it was crazy, right? These are all famous industry people, right? And a room full of them. And I have not heard from them since. And no harm to them. I mean, I wish them all the best, but it's crazy because when I left there, it was a big opportunity, you know what I mean? And they were very helpful. But that's just to answer your question. And I say that only so anything that's in your mind.
I'm not trying to interrupt you. The sounds like distorting. I'm not sure if it's on my. I muted my mic.
You are breaking up.
Is it me or him? Because I don't feel like I got full service.
It's not Trey. I'm pretty sure it's you, B. Milli.
Let me make. Is it good now?
It's breaking up a little bit.
Y'all go ahead and keep talking. I'm gonna go out here and come back.
But anyway, To the people in the chat, I told that in detailed story just in case if you are a new artist and you're thinking that stuff is kind of going down for you right now and not going your way, just know it happens for everybody. There's situations for everybody where we get our hopes up and things don't happen, and that's just part of the music industry. The music industry can be a very fake place to be, like and especially in the higher up levels. So.
Bro, I had that same problem getting my hopes up with artists coming up on my podcast. Like, I've had some bigger artists say that they would come up and end up not coming up.
Yeah, and that's hey, listen,
after I do all of this promoting. There's 2 B Millis.
That's wild, man. There you go.
I think we're good. Sorry about that, bro.
Yeah, it's still got some vibration in your voice and some delay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But like I was saying, yeah, I've
Same
had
situation, man. When you get your hopes up like that, it just people's got to learn from them, talk about them, tell people about them. You don't tell the artist, or who the artist is, but that's how other people can hear the story and be like, oh man, so I'm not the only one, right?
I will say this: the artist that said that he would do an interview with me is close to Upchurch.
Mm-hmm.
And we had everything set up, everything ready to go. And I got ready to go live, and he never showed up.
Yeah.
And then I haven't heard from him since.
Well, and and I don't know who it is, but in that person's defense, just like I did, man, like I'd watch one of your videos and I was kind of balked on you for a little bit. You never know, like, and we all have to be so politically correct in this genre and in any genre, but we have to be politically correct when it comes to who we support. Maybe not, maybe we shouldn't have to be, but we do. And who knows, it's probably some situation like that. Who knows what it is. But it's probably nothing about you. It's probably honestly about that artist, that they come on. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. But again, just grow from it and just know that it's just that's the music industry, man. That's literally like, and that's just the instance I gave the other gentleman is literally just one of millions. I mean, not literally, but I feel like it happens every day to me. It's just story of the industry.
But yeah, I do. I just want to say this while we're waiting back on him.
Mm-hmm.
I do have some more bigger artists in the country rap lane that's got some pretty big names coming up soon.
That's awesome.
I'm just
man.
working on getting dates set.
That's great. Listen, keep pushing it, bro. I mean, like I said last time I was on here, I appreciate your questions that you ask. You ask questions that not a lot of people ask. So at this point in time, usually I just get to ask the same questions over and over again. I get tired of being asked the same questions.
Bruh, I try to keep them when I actually do get these interviews, I will go back and watch a bunch of interviews these artists do. And I will come up with some original questions that were not asked in the interview.
Yeah. And that's what you should do, man. You should keep it. I mean, again, you asking the questions that nobody else asks, that's going to help you out a lot. A lot of artists are going to get the vibe, bro, that you're asking some good stuff. So
the funny thing is, when I hit this bigger artist up, he already knew who I was. Hey, what up, Dagburn? What up, Jace?
Dagburn, how you doing, brother?
There you go. It's better.
There we go. Hey,
way clearer.
Electronics, brother. I don't know where y'all are at in the conversation, but I had a question for you, and that was if you could show your 10-year-old self one music video that you did, what's the music video you was showing?
Baby, the one we just watched. And that again, I told this on his interview that he did last week, is that song and that video was about my wife, and it was about that I don't ever believe that any man should feel like they're good enough for their woman. I believe that the second that we feel like we're better or we're good enough for our person and our woman, is whether it be your girlfriend, whether it be your wife, I believe that's the second that we start treating them like we're too good for them. And I always want to believe that I'm not good enough for my wife. And I would love to tell my 10-year-old self, listen, someday you're going to be married to this woman, and that's going to be your father-in-law in that video playing guitar with you. And that's my father-in-law playing guitar with me right beside me. So that will be the video that I would love to show my 10-year-old self. That's going to be okay. All the hell I've been through and growing up, and someday it's going to be okay, because I'm going to be singing a song about my wife and our little girls, and I'm going to be playing it right there beside my father-in-law. So,
Man, you can't do nothing but respect that, brother. Something that I gotta ask you, because you're a guy that stays out of the drama, you stay away from the BS, and I respect that.
I try to. I swear. Sometimes I do accidentally get in there accidentally, though.
It happens to the best of us.
That's one reason originally he didn't want to do the podcast, because he thought maybe it would start drama with me.
Yeah, we try to stay away from that at all costs on this podcast, because I started seeing in the country rap lane, like, depending on what YouTube channel you were watching, like, if you're a fan, you're gonna get one. It was almost like CNN and Fox News.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're only gonna get one side of it, and if you go on there and you show love to a certain artist, you might even get attacked.
We don't. And here we don't take sides.
No, we just play music, and if it's good, we call it dope, and if it's not, we just critique it, in the nicest way possible. But I want to know your take on the effect you feel like that's had over the past year in country rap.
Well, there's a bunch of different things that come into play in that, right? Yeah. Because I think that what was called dismiss.
Yeah.
Essentially, I don't see how disses and putting out music like that and that thing can be a bad thing in any kind of rap industry. I don't think that was a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
In any way, I think that just, if nothing else, there's people that I know for a fact there's people that never heard country rap whatsoever, haven't even heard my music, but they'd be like, "Man, have you heard all that dissing that's going on right now in that genre?" I don't think that's a bad thing, no matter what it's caused for, what it's about. I think that's just good, hearty fun, and I don't think
that's hip hop at its core, just competitive. Yeah,
exactly, and that's just getting attention. There's nothing wrong with that, right? I think that when you involve attacking anybody, no matter what side it's on, I think, and we're not talking about artists, right? We're talking about fan bases.
Yes.
I think that's when it gets to be a bad situation. I think that fans are getting involved. And here's my theory behind this. And I firmly believe this. This is the only genre that I've ever heard of, right? Where the main artists, the big boys, talk directly to their fans, right? Morgan Wallen don't get on lives every night and talk to fans, right?
Yeah.
Jason Aldean don't get on lives every night and talk to fans. Lady Gaga don't get on live every night. Justin Timberlake don't get on lives every night and talk to fans. Justin Bieber don't get on lives. The Weeknd don't get on lives every night and talk to fans till 1 o'clock in the morning, right? So this is the only genre that involves fans heavily with the biggest artists in the world, right? Yeah. So what happens when you do that is, that's great. I love it. But what you do that is you give fans a sense of involvement that they would not normally have.
They've got a power.
They have a power. So country rap fans, whether it be created by this artist or this artist, have more power than any other genre in the world. And I will argue that with anybody.
No, you're 100% right.
With that said, I believe that as artists, we have to understand, hey, we want us maybe to beef. But do we really want our fans to beef? And we don't want our fans to go after each other. That's the crazy part. And that's where I have to start drawing the line, is when the fans are going after each other. You can be fans of somebody, but just be a fan. You don't know them. I got a message the other day, right? And it was a guy that said a lot of bad things. I mean, I get message all the time, right? If anybody senses that you're on one side or the other, you comment on anything, you may get slews from either side, right? Forget what side we're talking about here. You'll get somebody message you, right? I had loaded a hat that my homie had, his merch, and I loaded the hat. All I did was tag him and I loaded my hat on, right? That was it. And somebody messaged me and was like, "I'm not fans of yours anymore. I can't believe you're gonna be a traitor with that POS, blah, blah, blah." Well, I wrote him back and said, brother, you have never met these people. You don't even know him. You don't know me. And I mean this in the best way. And it don't mean that I'm better than you, but you're a fan. We are artists, right? So we can have beef with each other as artists, but what are you picking anybody's side for when you've never met none of these people, right? You can't build an honest opinion if you've never met no one in this lane. You see what I'm saying? So with that said, to answer your question, I think that is a terrible thing that's been created. I don't like it at all. I want fans to be genuine and be able to enjoy music. I don't want them to be against other fans or against artists. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. I've never heard someone say, ever in my life heard someone say, and I'm older than you guys, okay? Clearly, no matter what, I'm older than both of you guys. With that said, in my generation, I never heard someone say, I hope Alan Jackson falls off a cliff or something terrible happens to him. You know what I'm saying? In my day, I've never heard someone say, I hope that Clint Black, something happens to him. And in my mama's day, she never heard, I promise you, someone say, I wish something would happen to Elvis Presley, right? When fans have the power that they wish, and they wish that upon other people, it's just not good putting that in the universe. You know what I mean? I wish fans could just enjoy music. And we used to be able to just turn the station if we didn't like Alan Jackson. If we didn't like Clint Black, we'd just turn the station. If we didn't like Dwight Yoakam, we could turn the station. But now we're up until midnight on lives with them, and they're talking back to us. So now we feel like we are celebrities ourselves as fans. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's my point on it. Like, real
scary.
Quick, is that not to say anything bad about any fans out there, and this could even be, pointed at me, but it's made it this generation has made it to where anybody with a cell phone and a YouTube account feels like their opinion holds weight, and sometimes it really doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just an opinion, and that's all it is.
Well, and I hate to take away from fans, I love hearing fans' opinions and stuff, and I like them because they are the same as I am. But the only thing I don't want them to do is don't wish bad things upon somebody just because you don't like their music. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. We shouldn't wish. At the end of the day, if the world come to an end tomorrow, we need each other's help. It don't matter what song you play or if you suck at singing this song or that song, right? So to answer your question, that's the part that I don't like. And I don't even mind people, making videos about each other. You know what I mean? That's just, again, let the artists just kind of dish it out, right? The only thing I don't like is that fans are getting involved too much. And I've got a lot of street dudes that I'm friends with, right? And they're homies of mine, right? And they've educated me a lot on when it comes to you're a civilian. And when you're a civilian, you don't go by the same code as the street dudes, right? So if you are a civilian and you call the police, then there's no harm. If you're a street dude and you call the police on one of them and you don't handle it yourself, then you're looked down on, right? Mm-hmm. I look at reaction channels as civilians. They're not rappers. Why are we beefing with reaction channels, right? There's across the board, I have always thanked every reaction channel that has gave my music attention, and I'm not going to beef with a reaction channel. That's just crazy. I'm not going to beef with anybody, but I'm not going to sit here and beef with a dang reaction channel when that's they're helping our music. You know what I mean? It's bizarre to me, but another reaction channel can beef with a reaction channel. Fans, they don't know their reaction channel, but you see what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, it's just keep it to where it used to be. That's one thing that I wish we would not expand on. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know that it's cool that celebrities pop in lives, but I think less is more. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe less is more. Maybe these artists that want to make a change, maybe they just stay out of these lives so much. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, maybe they just do their thing and just don't even get in lives with fans until fans, go back to enjoying music and enjoying each other and just That may be an unrealistic way of thinking. I don't know. I may be
No, like, brother, this is my take on it, and it started to become worrisome to me because I was getting a lot of messages from country rap fans that said I'm done.
yeah.
Like like this just got carried away, and I feel like an artist, once you reach the top level of this game, someone even at your level, at the views that you're getting and the notoriety that you've had and the things that you did, I feel like unless you're presenting yourself in a professional manner, that maybe it's better to stay offline. Like
Yeah.
no matter who it is, whether it's me, you, JC, us carrying a phone around and talking shit to somebody we don't like, I don't feel like it's a good look for any of
No.
them.
Bro,
It's not a good look,
to
man.
be honest, I've been there, done that
I have to.
with a couple artists.
But at the end of the day, I feel like you said, like those bigger artists, they wouldn't be in a live or whatever. And I take that, but I also like the fact that country rap, like you do, I like the fact that there is that interaction, but I feel like you have to present yourself in a certain kind of way
Yeah.
as one of those top artists. And I feel like whenever you start getting into arguments with fans online and stuff like that, it kind of takes away from that.
Yeah. You know, and gosh, I hate to bounce this all around, but I was trying to think of the guy's name the other day. I was watching a basketball game. And I think his last name was Jackson. But he watched him not the other day, but I was watching replays of a basketball game the other day, and it brought back memories, right? And it was this basketball game. It was the Pacers, all right? And
Yeah.
Reggie Miller was on team. And this Jackson, I can't think of this guy's first name. But anyway, he went out in the fans and got in a fist fight with one of the fans, right?
You're talking about
thinking-
Meta World Peace. He changed his name to Meta World Peace. He went into the stands and fought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron
So-
Artest.
Yeah, exactly. Ron Artest. That's exactly what it was. And Jackson was there with him, right? Ron Artest was there, and then Jackson right behind him. Well, my point behind that was that feels like country rap right now. I know it sounds crazy, but it's like I love how NBA games. It's like no matter what these hecklers say in the fans, the NBA players just they're doing it, right?
Yeah.
But one crazy moment in history, bro, we deal with that crazy moment in history, and these people were talking about it, and it was like it was on ESPN or whatever, and they were just like, does everybody remember where they were that game? I remember what I was doing that game. I remember watching it in shock that Ron Artest was out here fighting a fan. That's literally country rap at any point in time because these artists they're literally not able to not pay attention to it. You know what I mean? It is hard. I get it. But maybe we have to be on less lives. You know what I mean? I'm not reading the lives right now or what the comments say. Maybe I would be mad too if they were saying something bad about me. You know what I mean? Maybe I'd be like,
Yeah.
I don't think I would. I can't imagine myself being that kind of guy that'd be like, tell somebody off over their opinion of me. But maybe, I don't know.
Brother, I would have to say that I probably, I don't get it as much because I'm not as big as like an up church. But as far as what can be said about a person, I probably had the worst said about me. And you just have to, it gets to a point that it just kind of just brush it off and keep going.
Well,
I can't
it makes
change.
me feel better. It makes me feel better. I've heard literally nothing about you, so I couldn't even tell you one thing about you.
Bruh.
Well, I'm saying, like,
that's a good thing.
at the end of the day, no matter what they're saying, like only you know the real you.
Yeah.
And it's
I
like
agree.
you can't change their opinion. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So what's sitting there really letting it get to you too much?
I know you probably think that, but I used to get death threats over my pink hair. Like when I had pink hair,
God.
it would not let me. And I just got one actually the other day. Someone commented on my Jolene video, and I still got it up because it gets a lot of views. Every time I load this one darn video, it's like it can go viral every time I load it. So, but in the back, you can see I had pink hair. Now, again, most people know that my hair was pink because Kyla Davenport passed away, and I colored it pink the day before she died, right? But some people automatically think that my hair was pink because I'm a fake cowboy that used to have pink hair, and it's just crazy this thing that people come up with.
They
right?
wanted to throw the liberal
God.
thing on
Every
you
time.
just based on that.
Every single time, that's what I get, right? And at the time, I didn't care, man. It was a 5-year-old little girl. We knew she only had a day or two. It was her favorite color. The whole town did it. We all colored our hair pink, the whole family, and I left mine pink because I didn't have the heart to change it back. So.
Yeah,
with that said, I went through hell because of me having pink hair for years, and it would grow out, and it finally got down to there, and it finally disappeared. But so I get it, man. But
If the people really knew the context behind it, bro, and they really
yeah.
knew the person you were, they probably would have never said that.
They
That's
wouldn't.
the crazy
They
part.
wouldn't. They just
I
didn't.
know. I know that this is beyond off topic. I mean, I know he talked about this a while back about people being in his DMs. I just want to let y'all know I'm 90% of the person in his DMs.
You're what? Man, this little turkey up here, good God. He kept it, and then he asked me the other day when I was in the live with him, he's like, so what made you like come on live with me? I'm like, because you wouldn't leave me alone. Like, if I'm just being honest, I don't want to lie. I don't lie. And listen, I appreciate it. I ain't saying it's bad. I think it's cool that he kept on. I'm like, he's like a gnat. You know what I mean? Like, he's just there. And then every time my phone would ding, I'd be like, oh, it's that dang kid again. And I'd be like, what am I going to say to him this time? And every day he's done a countdown. I swear this little dude's doing a countdown. He'll be like, are you coming in to Thursday? And I'm like, yeah, bro. So finally yesterday, after the third day in a row of him asking me if I'm going to still do it, I was like, bro, do you get canceled on a lot? Like, if I tell you.
And he doesn't get canceled on a lot. That's just Jason.
Listen, if I tell you I'm going to do something, I promise you can bank on it, right? There's nothing in this world. I will die before I don't do it. So it will happen. I may be 5 minutes late if my little girls don't go to sleep, but I will be here come hell or high water. So, but yeah.
He's got to find the fine line between persistence and blowing somebody up. And he's just young. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, it works. He called me personally and on my phone. I'm like, how did you even get my number? And I guess I didn't even get my number. I've never had that happen, bro, where someone called me personally. He found my number and called me. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
It was on Instagram.
I hope it's not now, but I think I fixed it. But yeah, it was crazy. So long story short, that's why. But
hey, I got told by, I'm not trying to knock on you, JC, but I got told by another pretty well-known country rap artist today. They said JC had been blowing them up for months, and you know, they respected what we were doing over here, and they, no disrespect, but you know, that's JC. He's persistent, but at the same time, that's what's been able to help him be able to get people like you.
Hey, listen, man, and I don't want you to think I'm coming down on you because I wouldn't be here right now if you weren't persistent, right? Because I just don't like. I get asked every day to go in these lives, and I just don't do them, right? Because
he said
most of these lives are to trap me up and get me to say something so it can be clipped tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, bro.
And here's the thing: it's I don't mind. You can ask me any question you want to ask, and I can say yes or no. But sometimes I'm an open book, so a lot of times I'll just go ahead and pop out the answer. You know what I mean? I'll just go ahead and tell you the answer is. So with that said, that will be the one that gets me in trouble because that'll get loaded tomorrow. You know?
See, that's the thing I hope people can learn to respect about our podcast is that I want you on here so I can clip that one thing that I can send out to people and then be like, that it touched me like the words you were saying earlier and the things that you were talking about earlier. I don't know if you caught this, but at one point in time, I had to hold back some tears earlier. And
I appreciate that, man. That's
the type of stuff that I want to clip out of an interview. But I know exactly what you mean. People get you on there, they want that one clip that's going to be controversial and get a bunch of views, and that it happens.
And honestly, when I hit people up, I'm not trying to get views. I'm just trying to hit them up.
You're a fan.
I hit them up as a fan, and then like I do the interview with them, so I can get to know them on a personal level.
Yeah.
And for content, but
hey, I like it, man. I like what you're doing for sure.
And it was crazy earlier. There was something that you had said that me and another friend of mine who is in the country rap lane had just said to JC earlier, and that was about until something is reality, then it's fake. Because we were just telling them, like, it's good to be excited about some of these people that you've got coming up, but just maybe keep it to yourself until it's time. Because, you know, 90% of people out here may not have your best interest at heart.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they may not want to see you succeed.
Everything's
fake, even if they're right there in your corner, you never know.
Yeah, everything's fake until it happens, brother. It's all fake. It's people are, and it's just it is what it is. So,
real quick, I forgot to do this earlier. Creeker Eric, happy birthday! He's 31 today. He's a supporter and a friend of the podcast, and
Happy
I know
birthday.
he likes your music, Trey.
Happy
So
birthday, brother.
most definitely, he's definitely a big Upchurch fan. They've been putting me on the Upchurch music lately because I was not really in the country rap lane, even though I've been doing this since 2009. So I've been going back and relearning like these past people that I might have missed, and catching up on music. And this podcast has really been like educational for me as far as country, some of the older country rap.
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't familiar with some of the, I knew Hollow Boys, but I wasn't familiar with some of the more like popular Upchurch songs with his fans. So like, it's been cool. Not even Upchurch, just all kinds of different artists. Like I had heard you, bro. Like I had heard you a few times, and every time I'm like, damn, dude's dope. But I hadn't
Thank
really
you.
like took a deep dive into your catalog until the last couple of days. And like I said, it's been educational for me. And I'm one of those people, it's hard for me to listen to somebody's music unless I'm really feeling it. And I even I saw my mom today and I said, check this guy out. She said, dang, he's really good.
Oh
And
man, I
she's
appreciate that.
critical, you know what I'm saying? And she's a big
Yeah.
country music fan. So
And you want to know something else, Trey Healy?
What's that?
B. Millie doesn't listen to really country music.
Oh, really?
I
No.
don't. I mean,
So-
I listen to enough to know a little bit about it, and like I
Yeah.
grew up around a family that played country music. Like I went to a few country music concerts growing up. Travis Tritt, a few other big names, and my mom, that's her favorite music to listen to. It's just not the music that necessarily, you know how you can listen to a certain rap song and it just
Yeah.
gets you
Yeah.
going. Like that's what I like to get
Yeah.
out of music a lot of times, and but I can always appreciate good music when I hear it.
Yeah.
And in hearing your country music, I was able to quickly tell that I was hearing quality country music.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that a lot. Seriously. I mean, I can't say enough times I appreciate it because it's like I said, I do everything myself. So to me, it means the world to me. So
You do your engineering?
no, so everything as in, so what I do is I write all my own songs, all my own tracks, chart everything. I create my melodies. I edit my own music videos. I direct my own music videos. So when it comes to a producer, I co-produce. But when it comes to an engineer, I leave that to somebody else because I don't have that knowledge. I can't do
Hey,
it all.
props, because I could have swore you had some kind of high-paid video guy on
No,
board.
man. I got a guy I hire with a camera, and I edit everything myself. I literally have my hand in all of it, like from the setup, the haystack video. He will tell you right now on the way to the video. I literally everything from the setup of the video to the teardown of the video to stopping and getting an ice chest with his Diet Mountain Dew in there. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
this is the question I gotta ask as a guy that's been to prison and county jail quite a bit, unfortunately.
Yep.
How did you set up the jail scene?
Well, I got lucky on that one. So there's a place here in Nashville that's got a lot of that stuff, like movie sets.
Yeah.
So there's a prison scene in there, but we set up like anything extra. Like we set up like the sets from each one of those scenes that's going from one to the other kind of thing. So there's a hotel we did. There's the prison's already there. They just started building the church scene in there, but there's a place here in Nashville that's got a lot of that stuff. So
Oh man, because that's a big part of my story is coming home from prison and kind of fumbling a little bit and then finally getting my life together. And I've always wanted to be able to show that visualization. And I didn't know.
Have you seen the video from Haystack? The one I did.
Yeah, I watched it earlier. That's what made me ask
Yeah.
you that.
So it was just a cool sight, cool video.
You want to know something funny, B. Millie?
What's that?
I asked him that same question.
Yeah,
Oh,
y'all
did
got a
you?
couple. Y'all are on the same link because y'all asked a couple of the same ones.
I try to encourage JC and just tell him like maybe ask different questions sometimes because like doing these things, artists get asked the same thing over and over. So I'm proud of him to see that he's dang asking good questions.
Yeah, man. He's asking some good ones. Speaking of which, is there anything that the chat wants to know or anybody that's
Yeah, most definitely. Anybody in the chat have any questions for Trey Healy?
Why did it just pause?
Is he froze? Nope, he ain't.
No, I didn't freeze. That was just me sitting still, JC.
Oh,
You know who Dag Burney is, Trey Healy, don't you?
huh?
Yeah, he's one of our supporters.
There's somebody in the chat that said they feel like they're intruding. See, I don't even know who it is.
They're in what?
They said they felt like they were intruding.
What does that even mean? You're not intruding at all.
What does that even? Yeah, like what does that even mean? Hey, Trevor.
How do you feel about that? That's a question that I see getting talked about in the chat. How do you feel about the incorporation of? It seems like the younger guys, especially, seem to be incorporating gangster rap, and even an Adam Calhoun on his new album. You know, there's a lot of like gangster rap talk in that amongst the country rap, talking about pulling up on you with guns in the car, this and that. And sometimes I feel like it's entertainment, but sometimes I feel like are we sending the right message? And I've done it myself. Like, I put out music videos and then had people in the comments saying, like, this isn't the message you need to send out. This isn't you. Like, why are you talking about this? And that's something that I would like to ask you. Like, do you feel like
Well, people may not.
there's a responsibility as an artist not to, like, put stuff like that out there?
So people may not like my opinion of this, right? This is probably not a popular opinion. But I firmly believe that music is music and it's an art form, right? If we went by this guideline where if I wrote down right now what I think country rap should be, all of the people who if you just asked me right now, Trey, what would you like country rap, the image for country rap to be, right? All those guys I just named to you, I wouldn't listen to any of their music, right? I promise you, if I wrote down some guideline that I think we have to go by, I wouldn't even listen to Keith Cash at all. I wouldn't be able to listen to any of his music, right?
Yeah.
Because he's talking about getting out of prison and talking about, pulling up and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know that we need to censor per se, because there's a time where I like to listen to DMX, and DMX was a Christian guy, and he also talked about some crazy stuff, but I think we got to get back to the world of turning the station if you don't like it. If you don't like it, don't listen to it, kind of thing. And I'm a big fan of that, right? Because I'm a Christian guy. I believe in God. I live my life a certain way, and I don't believe in judging no one else by the way they live their life. But I still want to hear. I still get on there and sing my horse ride. Gang of some bad boys raised like me. Gang of some bad boys shoot like me. I'm not really ganging, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it says, gang ain't a thing unless you do us wrong. We'll send your ass to heaven if you run up in our home. I'm not really that guy, you know what I'm saying? So not every song can be about God. Not every song can be about heaven feels too high. It's not every song that I'm going to sing like that, you know what I'm saying? So some people want to hear vibe music. Some people want to hear, that might be the life they're living. But what I was going to say is, we also got to get back to music as an art form. Not every song is going to be a example of what you personally lived. Okay.
Yeah.
So the fact of this crap of, oh man, that person ain't ever had on a pair of Spurs. You know how many times I get tired? I have been training horses and working with horses the majority of my life. You know how many times I could say I get tired of blah, 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 talking about Spurs and ropes and reins and cowboy hats? Does Garth Brooks has he ever put on a chaps before? Has he ever done this? No, that's crazy. Who gives a crap if Garth Brooks has ever rode a horse before? I don't care if he's ever ridden a horse before. I want to hear, because I have ridden a horse before. So I want to hear Garth Brooks sing about horses because I've ridden a horse before, so I enjoy it. So maybe there's a gangster out there that wants to hear me say, gang of some bad boys raised like me. But so
man, that's a fresh way of looking at it, bro. You just opened my mind up.
We're not singing for ourselves. We're singing for everybody else, man.
Yeah.
Cortez's favorite song of mine is he was from the street, so he likes hearing me talk about gang. You know what I mean? I'm singing for him. I don't have to. There's a lot. I'm trying to think of a perfect example out there of another artist that sings songs about some things that they've never had. So when Church said in the song, we'll use Church for example, when Church said in the song his white phantom, right? Do we have to fact check and see if Church really had a white phantom in the second YZ? You see what I'm saying? Do we need to fact check to make sure he had a white phantom? No, it sounds freaking amazing. Who gives a crap if he had a white phantom or not? He said it in the song. You know what I mean? But I think it's one with Boozy in it. So who cares? I don't care if he ever had a white phantom or not, or if he had a Range Rover. You know what I mean? So that's the point I'm trying to make is that, but someone out there, it related to somebody. So that's the answer your thing is that can you imagine how completely miserable and boring music, especially country rap, would be if we only sang songs about Jesus and country life and the rebel flag and Donald Trump?
I mean, obviously, there's those songs that we want to make that are us, that show people who we are, but then, and to relate with, people that are like us. But I try to explain that to people is that also we're entertainers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, we can't just put us in this box.
We're not singing songs about ourselves. We're singing songs to people. You know what I mean? We're singing songs to other people. Let them choose if they want to hear the song. But if you don't want to hear the song and you're like, man, number 8 on Adam Calhoun's track sucks. When can we get to the point where we don't have to tell everybody that number 8 on Adam Calhoun's track sucks?
Just not listen.
Why can't we just turn the freaking station? Or if we don't like Church's song, Hillbilly, why do we have to tell everybody that we don't like Hillbilly? Why can't we just turn it and listen to his other song? You know what I mean? I'm like, that's what's so crazy. The social media stuff has given people this power, more power than what they deserve. Even, it's crazy to me because it's like, oh, I have a channel. I need to tell everybody tonight that I don't like Adam. I need to tell everybody tonight I don't like Church. I just need to tell the world. Who cares if you don't like him?
You know what I think, brother, and you may agree with me on this, but I oftentimes think that people aren't happy in their lives and they're able to see stuff like that and then they project that back because during my lowest moments were those times that I saw something go across my timeline and I wanted to comment something hateful. But at this point in my life, before I could ever even hit send on that comment or message, I would stop myself and say, like, what's wrong with me to be feeling like I gotta even say something like that?
Exactly, man. You know what? I'm not above that either. There's been times that, I thought the same thing. You know what I mean? Just let me just post this or comment this real quick. And I gotta get, and for the most part I feel like I'm pretty good about it, but like I got called out the other day. Because, and I don't know why I got caught into doing it, but I am, for the most part, I try to be under the radar and I try to not get involved. But I did comment a joke on someone's video, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, it wasn't 5 minutes that the person that the joke was about messaged me privately and was like, why would you do that? And I was like, I wasn't looking at it of like, I was being funny, right? I was making fun of just in general, right? But I'm like, I'm so busy. Why in the heck did I waste my time commenting that? You know what I mean? Like, what did I really do, accomplish in that sense? Because I'm like, I definitely am way too busy to be commenting on anybody's video,
And the next thing you know, like, it's ruined a portion of your day dealing with this online stuff that's unnecessary.
I sent 8 messages back and forth with this fella. Explained to him back and forth that it wasn't meant that way. And I didn't mean it that way. And then I'm like, shoot, I delete the message? And he got to delete his message. And I'm like, holy cow. Like, all I did was say one joke. I saw the video. I watched it on the way to work. It was funny. It was a humorous video.
Hey.
The video didn't seem harmful to me. Even like, it was all in fun. And I kind of made the joke back. One line. I said one funny thing.
Heck, I'm Trey's biggest fan. He barely comments on my stuff.
Do what?
Hey, what was it that Dagburn had asked a minute ago you said you were going to ask, JC?
Oh, I was joking. Dagburn said, I hope Trey don't hate me.
Listen, I don't hate nobody.
Yeah, I don't think Trey has any hatred towards you, Dagburn.
I don't hate nobody in this world. I don't believe in it. And here's the thing too, is that like, I don't get caught up with, and I was gonna tap on this also, is that and I know this is a crazy analogy, but I'm big on making these kind of analogies, right? If we had been in a coma, right, for a year, wouldn't it be cool to wake up to country rap after being in a coma for a year and you missed everything, and you could just go back to liking who you like? That's my life. I don't know, like you were saying, you've had a lot of stuff talk bad about you. I don't know it because I don't see it, right? I don't watch a lot of this stuff. Every once in a while I'll get in these chats. I don't know nothing bad about you, right? I don't know the vast majority, unless someone tells me about Dagburn, right? So I get caught up in, I don't know what's going on, right? And it's a cool thing to be not in the not knowing what all's going on, because it just makes life so much easier than the knowing. When you
And a
know,
big thing about that, and I think that you'll be able to see this perspective too, is that a lot of times it's just guilty by association. People
yeah,
think just because, okay, Trey Healy has been seen having relationships with this artist, that automatically he's going to have this side or this opinion,
yeah,
and they're not realizing, like, really it's not even coming into your thought process.
exactly.
Hey.
And and the other thing, even if there's problems, I mean, here's the thing: I never once, and there's been people that we were talking about reaction channels the other day. I've gave and I do know that there's things between Dagburn and Triple T that happen, right? I've told everybody from day one. I think it's crazy when artists don't give respect. That Triple T guy, I don't know the guy personally. Like we're not homies, but he's done a lot to support my music in the past. You know what I mean? He has done an absolute lot to support my music, and I will give that guy credit. And I'll always speak good of him because he's supported my music. I don't care about the other things. You know what I mean? I don't care about the other things that I don't know about him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All I know is the dude. And I wish artists would support people that do that stuff, because artists are reaction channels like that does put new artists and music out. We need them. And he always supported my music, and he always he introduced my music to other artists and stuff. And so I got great appreciation for him. But whatever happened between them is their business, that I could give a rat's butt about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna pick sides about it, because that's just it. That's craziness to me.
Yeah.
Craziness. I don't know those guys. I've never met those guys, either one of them in my life. You know what I
See,
mean?
this is a good influence right here.
And that's the thing, is like, I might get cooked for this statement, but Triple T has done everything from, like, he's got a series called Country Rap T, where it's just kind of going over the drama in country rap. And I've been featured on that series 4 times.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, is that Triple T's had the worst things to say about me, but he's also had my music videos on his channel and saying positive things about it.
Hey, I
And
made it on it. I think I'm on one of his his T's also. One of my videos made it to it. So, but maybe not. Maybe it was on live, right? But by God, even he gave his opinion on one of my videos, and a lot of what he said about my video was correct. And the vast majority of what he said about my video, I have to be like, the dude caught a lot of what I was saying in that video and was right. But I can't be butthurt about him and being like, and take away what he's done for my music, because that's just craziness to me. I can't be like, man, you did that. You're gonna talk crap about me now. I'm gonna hate everything you've done for me. That's just bizarre.
Yeah.
Craziness.
And that's the thing, is that I think what you're trying to say is that Triple T, no matter what people's opinions of him are, he still has done a lot for the country rap lane.
Absolutely, he has.
And that's what I'll probably get cooked for saying, because I have friends that really don't like Triple T, and I necessarily might not. I've got my personal opinions. I'll keep to myself about that. But as much as I might have negative to say about the guy, I can't take away anything as far as the fact that he's on here every day promoting country rap.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say earlier. Wouldn't it be cool to just be in a coma pretty much? I'm locked up with not locked up, but in my own little world with my babies. So I don't get to hear all this bad crap, right?
Yeah.
I know there was some stuff about Dagburn that was going on, and if he's in the chat. I didn't get to hear any of that crap, but just like a little slither of it. So I can't even voice opinions on it because I didn't get to hear it. I missed all of it, right? Literally missed all of it. Didn't get to catch any of it that's going on. But I know there was a bunch going on. But I've been so busy that I didn't catch any of it. So it's like you're in a good situation when you just don't even get involved in this stuff and you don't know. But now what gets me in trouble is when I pop in somewhere and make a joke about something, like if I catch something that I'm like, shoot, I didn't know about that, then you get in trouble, right? But I don't know what's going on because I'm raising kids and I'm working 50 hours a week and driving 3 hours a day. and I don't get involved in all this crap. I do try to get in a live every once in a while and make myself known, but it's just nice to not have to know. I don't need to know anything about that guy's personal life or that guy's personal life.
Heck,
I don't need to know.
He probably don't even know about my drama.
See, like the wild thing is Trey Healy is that as much as I respect Triple T, like the one thing that he did that I kind of disagree with, but at the same time he does it because he really is doing it out of, hey man, I'm looking out for you. But Dagburn and my buddy in the chat, Rebel, who ended up being positives in my career and linked me with people and were there for me when others weren't. Like, he kind of told me, don't mess with those people. But he was doing it for the right reasons. He felt like, this is going to bring some kind of negativity. But I also feel like we have to give as artists coming into this lane, I feel like we have to kind of judge everybody by what we see.
Yeah, but it's okay for someone that's older and wiser to give good sound advice or whatever. I think that dude's got like, again, I can't even talk on because I don't know what happened, but there's some younger fellas, I guess, in the world that's in rap that, he's tried to help and so forth, and they're coming after him. That goes back to the thing of someone that's they're not rappers. Don't go after the guy that's promoting your music kind of things. We need the Triple T's, the bunch. We need the reaction channels, right? We need those. So let's don't beef with them as artists, right? Let's support them, build them up. I don't care who it is because we need those guys. We need the Hickerbillies. We need the Chop Easies. Those are artists also. But we need all these guys because they're the one. I mean, I'm on Hickerbilly's channel anytime I can because he's my homie. But we need these guys because they're the ones that's going to build our music up, right? And I can say I love that. I can say that in the same conversation I could be talking about how I think that Triple T is an amazing reactor and someone that's great for the genre, and also be like, Hickerbilly's my homie, right? And Deerdorf is one of my good friends, and this guy and that guy, because it's like, again, I don't know all the crap that's going on, right?
I think something that you would probably agree with is that at the end of the day, I want to see everybody prosper in country rap, whether it be a reaction channel, an artist. And like Dagburn, just to give you an update, like him and his wife just moved into a new house and is doing well. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I want for everybody at the end of the day. And I think you would agree with that, being a Christian, man.
Absolutely. And it's not just we want to support everybody, but also all the thing I've said from day one to any fans that go after people behind the scenes and go after anybody's reputation and all that kind of stuff. I've said this from day one. It's disgusting. It's crazy. We got to quit this crap. We got not just we can't make these artists get together, right? But we got to figure out as how. And I say we as in I'm not up there with these guys. I live a different life. In some weird way, I'm still just a fan. Even though I've met these guys and know them, I'm still just a fan at heart, right? I'm still, I still geek over a lot of their music, right? I'm still blasting it and just get excited thinking about their music, right? But we got to figure out how as fans to get back to, if we don't like Alan Jackson, just turn the station. If we don't like Travis Tritt, turn the station. Quit freaking going after everybody. It's crazy. It's just crazy, man. And you can.
You might want to pass on this question because I try to stay away from politics and stay away from religion because it kind of divides people. But I obviously see religion plays a big part of your life, and I want to get your opinion, if you don't mind, on the state of the United States right now and where you think we're at, where you think, what you think will be good for us right now.
I think that we need to have less segregation in the sense of the moment that we start having a black anthem is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. That's the most segregating thing on the planet. The national anthem is the black national anthem. It's the white national anthem. It's our national anthem. When we start making all this crazy crap that we're doing to make other people happy and make small percentages happy is crazy to me, right? That alone, if we can get away from, and I think it was, I can't think of what's that guy's name? He's an actor, but anyway, he was talking about how someone asked him, they said, what is that guy's name? I'm trying to think. He's an African-American actor, older guy. I can't even.
Talking about the guy who does the voiceover stuff.
Yes, yeah. So someone asked him. They said, "How do you get rid of racism?" He said, "Quit talking about it." Right. So it's the craziest thing ever. You know what I mean? So it's like that is a right now. And I got an argument with a young girl one time, and she said to me, she said that the leading cause of death in the black community between black males was gun violence from cops. And when she said that, it hurt me in my core, right? It blew my mind that she said such a thing, because I was like, do you understand the statistics that you're talking about? You're talking about, you think the leading, it's sad because I'm not even mad at you, because the news told you that the leading cause of young black men in this country, the leading cause, media has told you that the leading cause is police officers. It's crazy. It's crazy,
It
right?
shows the power of propaganda
It's
on the news.
propaganda. So that's what I was going to say. So propaganda, media is a huge problem in this country. It is a massive problem in this country, and it's till we stop allowing media to control us. But I do believe that a big problem in this country right now is little things like, again, I hate to keep harping on the national anthems and stuff like that, but it's doing that kind of stuff just to make a couple people happy is just crazy, right?
I think what I'm hearing is kind of like what my opinion is, just from a different perspective, and that's that whether you're a Democrat, Republican, left, right, independent, is that they're trying, or you're black, white, brown, they're trying to find a way through propaganda to divide the country.
Absolutely.
And
We're all divided.
I think that's our biggest problem, is we're divided, when at the end of the day people don't realize that left, right, that doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
In my real world, like my best friends, everybody that is in my circle, the vast majority of my circle are African American, and I don't notice that until it's brought up, right?
Yeah.
I don't think about that, right? I don't think about, these are black guys, you know what I mean? It's just, they're my homies and they're my friends, right? And or anybody that I do business with. It's not because I choose it. It's just because I don't see them as being a black guy. I just see them as being my homies. Why do we see them as a black person? Why do we see them as a different color? We're all just the same freaking color. Like, it's craziness. I don't hear that stuff in my real world. But man, if you turn the news on, a hillbilly or somebody that's raised country my whole life we're fighting with them. You know what I mean? And it's not like that. They're not fighting me, and I'm not fighting them, because they're my family.
And that propaganda out here has caused us white people to almost be the most hated. The white male in America right now is the one that's catching the most hell, it seems. And that's all that propaganda out there. And I like to hear what you're saying, bro, because it seems like you've got a good outlook on things. And you don't know this about me. I have a mixed son with a black girl. Mm-hmm. And I don't see race until it's brought up. Like, I literally don't think about it. Like, it don't really click to me. And then all of a sudden, like, somebody will mention little stuff. Because I had, I was a part of, kind of a rap label or a crew. And, all my homies were wearing rebel flags, rocking rebel flags. So one of them was black. And, whenever I learned why he's rocking it, and it's about heritage, not hate. And, I had a little thing on a coat that the homie Rebel made for me. Shout out to Rebel. And it was a rebel flag thing. And then I had it brought up to me by black guys, like, don't you ever think that you might be hurting your son's feelings by wearing that? And I'm like, no, that doesn't come into my mind, because I know I'm wearing it just out of the pride for being from the South. And I've already explained this to my son. Yeah. So I don't look at it that way. Yeah. And, I think that that's where a lot of things get misconstrued, is they tell us how to look at things.
Yeah. The news, man. So to answer your question, the news is the thing I would change the most. I think that's a big issue right now with people watching the news and the propaganda that they're pushing. And I think it's almost like a bait and switch kind of thing. I think that there's always something going on, that when there's some major thing on the news, they're doing that because they're switching something else. You know what I mean?
Taking your eyes off something else.
Absolutely. Well, so we got to quit watching that and be grown men and grown people and handle our business, and not wait for the news channels to tell us.
Well, I do want to say, y'all, B. Milli, it's officially my birthday now.
It is JC Fresh's
Oh.
birthday.
Happy birthday, homie. How old are
JC,
you?
tell Trey Healy how old you are today. How old are you?
I turned 18 today.
Oh, jeez. Hey, you got lucky. You told me he's already 18, bro, or I wouldn't even message you back. You got lucky by telling me he was already 18 because I wouldn't even message you back before.
Huh?
He's like,
Yeah.
oh, crap.
See, me and JC went through that same thing, and he thinks that people are gonna, and it's an obvious thing. Like people do. I wouldn't have to begin with if I would have known that, and then it came up, and it was like, oh, I'm about to turn 18 in 2 weeks. By the time I find out, it's like, bro, like all we talk about is country rap at the end of the day.
I could tell from his voice. I was like, man, he sounds young. So the first thing I asked him, I said, how old are you before I talk to you, homie? He's like, I'm 18. I'm like, all right, you better be 18, little squirt, because I'm going to not talk to you if you ain't. But,
yeah.
Damn you, JC.
See, I didn't know that he didn't know that, JC. I wouldn't have put you on the spot like that.
That's
but,
all right.
Well.
They've gave me hell about doing a podcast with JC because of him being, young, and it's like all we do is get on here and talk about country rap.
I don't mind getting on here. I just don't message, like, if it's somebody that's underage, I don't even respond. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I'm not gonna message you, kind of thing at all. So, but anyway,
that's understandable, especially in today's age, bro, because you never know.
Yep. I don't care who it is. I only like if they're 18. I don't care if they're 19. I don't care if they're 20. I'm like, ugh. I don't even want to message nobody. You know what I mean? I'm like, you can't tell nowadays. But he got like this baby face. So I took one look at him. I was like, nope, I ain't gonna message you back, boy, until you tell me how old you are. So, but all right, y'all. Well, I'm supposed to get off here. I got a lot of stuff I gotta do yet. But it's nice talking to you guys. Nice to meet you.
We appreciate you coming on here, brother, and just best of luck to you in the future. I hope that you.
No more.
You're 18 now.
Yeah, you're fine now, bro. Now you're fine now. You wasn't fine yesterday, for crying out loud.
But hey, man, I hope to see you put some more time into music, because I think that you're one of those guys that could, and with that extra time in music, just take off.
Man, I appreciate it. Like I say, man, I'm basic at best. I work hard with what talent I got, and I'm not one of those guys that I've never believed, and I've never said one time that I've written a great song. My goal is to write a great song someday, but I've never written. And I'll hear a lot of cats that say, man, I got this album coming out, and there's this one song on there that is, I'm telling you right now, man, it's a hit. It's a great song. And I just roll my eyes, man, because I'm telling you, until you've written a song like Unchained Melody or We Are the World, or you've written This Chair, or, Rodeo, I don't care what it is, until you've written a great song, you've not written a great song. You know what I'm saying? And it's the second that we start believing, just like respecting our women, the second that we start believing we've already written great songs, you're never going to write a great song, because you're never going to get better. I've not written a good song yet, and my goal is someday to write a good song and a great song. So anyway, good to hang out with you guys tonight.
Hey, appreciate everybody that tuned in. JC, happy birthday. Trey Healy, let the music talk for me.
Thank you for tuning in to the Facts No Fences podcast. Until next time, we hope you and your family are blessed, and we hope to see country rap continue to rise.